guys, what's up? It's Claire and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I am so excited to be bringing you another video. Today's video is going to be about why you should adopt a rabbit, how to convince your parents to let you get a rabbit, and what you should know before getting a rabbit. So if you guys did not already know, about a month ago now, I got a rabbit, Comet, whose picture will be somewhere up here. Yeah. That's him. He's absolutely adorable, and we adopted him from our local humane society. And without further ado, let's get into the video. So the first topic that I wanted to bring up is why you should adopt a rabbit. First of all, rabbits make amazing family pets. They're so lovable and playful, but yet they're fun and entertaining to watch. Also, they're great for all ages. So for my first rabbit, I was a very little kid and my sister was only a baby, but the rabbit got along with all of us and we all loved her. And then my second rabbit, we're a little bit older and rabbits still make great pets for our family. In addition, both my grandparents love Comet and Miss Thumper, my other rabbit, so much. Also, rabbits are generally really gentle animals. Like, they will not bite or scratch you unless you do something really bad to them, and hopefully you're not going to. And now in terms of why you should adopt a rabbit versus buying them from a pet store. So first of all, in general, rabbits are constant at humane societies and shelters. So you're gonna have an amazing selection of rabbits. Also, there's not a big chance of them getting adopted, which is really sad in my opinion. So I think that you guys, if you're considering getting a rabbit, you should really do something great for rabbits by adopting them and giving one just a better life. Or, 2, 3, a million, just, go crazy. They're rabbits, they're adorable, we love them. Another plus to adopting a rabbit at a shelter or humane society is that the people there are generally going to know a lot more about rabbits than if you got one at a pet store. Because although the people at pet stores do have experience with rabbits, the ones at the humane societies and shelters, they're going to know these rabbits individually. Like, they are going to be able to tell you if you want like a kind and gentle rabbit, they'll recommend one. If you want someone who's a little bit more like playful and energetic, they'll have a rabbit for you. They can also give you tips on what the rabbit needs, and they can tell you about its backstory, so you know that you're the perfect family for this rabbit. The thing that I wanted to talk about is how to convince your parents to let you get a rabbit. So for me, my second rabbit, I did not need to convince them at all. My mom was actually the one who decided that we should go and research Comet and visit him and see if we wanted to take him home. But my first rabbit, Miss Thumper, I had to convince my parents because they were not completely sold on the idea of getting a rabbit. So these are some tips that I have about how to convince your parents. First of all, when you ask them about getting a rabbit, you need to have a responsible, more serious tone. You don't want to ask them Mom, Dad, can I have a rabbit? Please, please, please get me a rabbit, and constantly be asking them and asking them and asking them and pushing them, because they're going to think that you're kind of immature and that you're probably not responsible enough yet to handle taking care of a rabbit. But if you go with them with more of a serious tone, they'll understand that you are completely serious about getting a rabbit and that you do truly think that you could handle having one. In your discussion, you should also bring up that you can care for the rabbit completely yourself. You should talk about any other prior experience you have with caring for pets, especially small animals and other rabbits. And if you haven't had any other pets before, you should bring up a time where you were responsible enough to care for another animal, or if you took care of a person at any point in your life. You should talk about that. You should also say that you can take care of the rabbit yourself. You should bring up how they do not need to be walked or let out to go to the bathroom. They just need their litter box changed and constantly their food changed, and just to be socialized with and taken care of. It's not anything that's terribly difficult to do, even for kids. Most adults are going to be worried about what happens to the rabbit if you need to go on vacation or if you're just sleeping over someone's house. So what I'd recommend doing is having a person that you've already talked to and they have already agreed that they can take care of the rabbit whenever you're not home or you can't for some reason. So for me, the first time, this was my grandma. Even before I had asked my parents about getting a rabbit, she was completely good with taking care of my rabbit if I ever went away for a bit. Also, this time, both my grandmas are completely fine with taking care of Comet, but also all of my friends are. So if you're talking to your parents, I definitely ask a friend or a grandparent, like aunt, uncle, someone, if they can take care of the rabbit, and choose someone who has experience with rabbits or other animals, or just who is a responsible person and that your parents know and trust. Another concern that your parents might have is how expensive a rabbit will be. So what I recommend doing is going on to Amazon or to some sort of a pet store's website, and you should create a list of the prices of food, cage, like their bedding, their litter box, all their treats, accessories, things like that, and then you can total that up and show your parents how much a rabbit will cost. You should also have a spot already in your house picked out for the rabbit. So that way you can tell your parents, oh, well, the cage will fit in my room next to the closet, or, in the living room next to the fireplace, like that sort of a thing. And that way they'll know that the rabbit really could stay in the house. It's not going to be an issue and you're not going to end up having to leave it outside or in the garage or something. So those are all the tips that I have about convincing your parents, and I hope that these work for you guys because I love rabbits and I completely understand if you want to get one yourself. The next topic that I want to bring up is what you should know before getting a rabbit. Because I feel like a lot of people just expect that rabbits are going to be super easy, almost like fish to take care of, where you just have to give them a little food and they'll be perfectly fine. But that's not exactly true. Rabbits do require a lot of care because they need to have their litter box trained, they need to be socialized with, and they need to have enough food, and they need to get enough sticks and stuff to chew on. And they also need a constant supply of food and hay. Another thing to know about rabbits is that they do chew pretty much everything. Comet has already destroyed my history textbook. He's destroyed my mom's jeans. He ate part of my dad's shoe off. And he's chewed a lot of furniture and wires. So you guys, you do really need to be careful. In terms of wires, they have these special little plastic pieces that you can order online, and they just attach right to your wires, and then your rabbit will not be able to harm themselves or harm anyone, break the wires, anything, once the plastic is on. Also, you should teach your rabbit the meaning of the word no, because rabbits, they're very curious, so they're gonna chew basically everything, but once they learn the meaning of no, you just tell them that, and then they'll stop chewing it, and they won't chew it again either. They're very trainable. It's very simple. So you should be aware that rabbits oftentimes do have problems with their teeth, especially as they get older. So do not be surprised if in the future, when you have an elderly rabbit, if they do need dental work. So you should plan on that. I shouldn't say that can be overlooked, but this should not be a primary concern because let me tell you, you are going to love your rabbit so much, and you'll basically do anything for its well-being. The last thing that I wanted to bring up was exactly when I'd recommend getting a rabbit, because most people will buy rabbits at a pet store for Easter, and then a few months later, they'll realize that rabbits are actually a lot of work, and then they'll end up putting them up for adoption. So I'd recommend going to a shelter about 2 or 3 months after Easter.